going on, everybody? So, came out to this spot, kind of scouting around. Gonna try and hunt it, I think, this year. Came out here last year. There's some fresh deer tracks not far from here. I actually ran into someone out here, and they said it gets kind of busy hunting. I haven't hunted out here during hunting season, but we'll see how it goes. It's close to my house, so I'd like to try and get out here. But anyways, it's kind of hard to see there, but the sun's setting. I just thought I'd shoot a video out here. I've come out here before, and it's kind of a nice spot. Normally I don't run into people, but there was some guy out here, but you're still kind of way out in the middle of nowhere. There's no houses around here, nothing. So, but while I was sitting here, I was like, am I just going to shoot a video about nothing? But then I kind of got thinking about something, and it's, I guess, me being out here. You know, one thing on semen retention is you start to be aware that, well, semen retention, at least for me, and I think a lot of other people, will start to reveal trauma in your life and things that you maybe, you know, everyone's using all these different vices to try and avoid their pain and their trauma. And early on, I started to realize this about myself, and it was, to me, it was just God revealing it to me. And but you also become aware that most other people, it's the same thing. And I think semen retention makes you really aware that you've got to work on yourself, and you can't control other people. You can't change, you know, everybody else. You've really got to focus on yourself. If everyone would do that, you know, that would go a long ways, I think, in helping people. But it's just interesting how it's revealed to you, but also you see it in others, and you see how other people are using different things to try and escape, I guess. We're all running. We're all, you know, we're all trying to avoid what needs to be done, which is the hard work on yourself. And it could be forgiving someone else, or I think a lot of us, we've suffered emotional abuse. We've allowed it to be done to us. And so it's understanding that, but then forgiving and moving forward. And just understanding a lot of times the people that do that to you, they got their own issues and problems that they haven't dealt with. That's just my opinion. But I think I've seen it enough at this point. And I know a lot of people talk about going on monk mode, or, you know, really just focusing on yourself, but also you're kind of, I don't know, you're probably not around a lot of people. And I guess I was thinking about it this morning that, you know, I went through a phase of my life when I was a kid where I just I had like one friend growing up that was close, you know. And then in high school, at the beginning of high school, I didn't really have any friends. I had like one, well, that friend, he had moved, and then he did end up going to my high school, but we just weren't that close anymore. But I did make a bunch of other friends in high school, and in college I did. But it's like now, after my wife passed away, like, I don't have a lot of close friends. I have a lot of people who I'd call acquaintances. But it just, and I think it could be a little bit of, you know, who I am, and just stuff that I went through that, I guess, you know, you kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but, I don't know, it's just like you end up surrounding yourself with a lot of people that don't really care about you all that much, or as much as you thought, I guess. And then, is that some of the programming you've had and stuff you've been through, and some of it, is it just our culture today? You know, I think it might be kind of both. I mean, we certainly seem more disconnected from each other, you know, even though we've got easy access to everybody. But that certainly has changed. I mean, I was thinking as a kid, my favorite memories were at my grandparents' farm, and you know, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have television. I mean, I didn't watch TV at my grandparents' house. We played a little bit of video games on Nintendo, but we were still doing stuff outside and, you know, just exploring. And I don't know, it was just different, I guess, to me. But I think the overarching thought here, I guess, is just, I think a lot of it is we've just got, a lot of us have trauma, pain, and also programming that was instilled in us, I think. And we've got to kind of navigate through that. And you've probably heard the idea of boundaries before, but I kind of wonder sometimes if a lot of us that are on here searching for answers, we lacked boundaries. I feel like I did. I was kind of, it's funny to interact still with my family where, like, to try and say something contrary to what they think, it's like they can't have that. But that's why I don't talk to them that much. And sometimes making boundaries, the other part I was going to get to it is you hear a lot of these videos where people are like, oh, you know, you set your boundaries and people respect you and all this and that. And that's true. That is true. But it seems like when you do that, it's like everyone goes away because they don't like it because they're not used to you doing that. And so I don't know, you know, but I just was like, well, I'm going to get out here today. The weather's really nice. It's kind of a little bit cooler than normal for this time of year here. And this spot, and there's another spot I like to go hike. I hadn't been out there in a while. I was kind of thinking I might go there in the morning. But anyways, I thought I'd just come out here, shoot a video. Something, I don't know, it's never a bad thing. I'll say this. It's never a bad thing to get out in nature. It just never is. This is more where we were supposed to be, not in our concrete prisons. So anyways, yeah, this is just a little video, I guess, about semen retention will make you aware of trauma. And I've talked about this before, but I also notice it in other people and how other people will use things. And, you know, usually it's going to be tobacco products, alcohol, sex, food, spending money. It's like in our modern culture, that's like what everyone does to try to like escape. And of course, there's binge watching and watching this stuff, you know, and Netflix and TV and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's just, you see it, you start to see it. And it's kind of sad too sometimes because it's like, you know, just if it, like I said, if everyone just kind of dug deep and worked on themselves, you know, where would they be, you know? So anyways, I'm going to sit out here a little while longer, see if any deer pop out before it gets dark. But you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.